A good friend and I were talking about the range of motion that we go through in our yoga practice from the ankle to the knee to the hip. In the practice I do, I especially like to focus on end range strength. So to go as far as you can go in either flexion or extension, and being able to have strength in the muscles to keep the joint in that full range. So as one teacher says, it's not how far you go in the range of motion, it's how you go far. So keeping that engagement, that strength is quite important. In the ankle, we'll be working on dorsiflexion and plantar flexion. So drawing the toes toward your shin and away from the shin, or pointing the foot. And with the knee, you probably know that we don't want to do extension, meaning straightening the leg more than 0 degrees. Otherwise, that can ask for trouble. That's hyperextension of the knee. And we can also do a lot of flexion, drawing the heel toward the buttocks with the knee joint. And finally, the hip. Hip flexion, we do a lot. There's a big range of motion there. And hip extension has a smaller range. We can go from flexion to almost 130 degrees for some of us to extension, which is only about 30 degrees. We'll start seated and work from the ankle to the knee to the hip. In a seated position, you might want blocks so that the pelvis is elevated and you can easily move your feet. So lift your toes up and draw your toes down and lift the heels up. Do that several more times. You can also, of course, move the ankles in different directions, like side to side. But in yoga, we don't do that too much. Let's just focus on plantar flexion and dorsiflexion, lifting the toes up. Now try taking the toes back so you get both a quad stretch and the ankle is in plantar flexion. We'll be just working the feet a little bit more in a lunge pose to do a little bit more plantar flexion. So come to all fours position. In all fours position, step your right foot forward. Press your toenails down in the back foot. Take your hands right above the right knee and lift up so that you can really work the back foot a lot. Just lifting up, holding the pose. If you can, take your arms away from the knee, but if that doesn't work for you, just keep them right at the knee. Come on down to take the left knee down, back to all fours position. In all fours position, tuck your toes under. Draw your pelvis back toward your heels and try to take a little bit more weight to your heels so that you're getting kind of a 2-for-1. You're getting a lot of dorsiflexion of the ankles and you're getting a lot of hip flexion and knee flexion. So as you draw your weight back toward your heels, press the toe tips down, draw the pelvis back a little bit more, keep the arms working nice and strong. Now come back to all fours position, take your left foot forward, pressing the toenails. You can tap your hands to the mat, lift up the knee, or take the hands to the knee and just get nice engagement. Maybe even free your hands if that's available to you. Just keep on working the back foot so that, again, you've got strength in this end range, this plantar flexion of the foot. You can release the knee down, come back to all fours position, with the toes tucked under. Draw your weight back. Keep your armpits lifted. See if you can have a balanced action where it feels like you're working the left foot as much as the right foot. Now lift yourself up to downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, have the heels pressing down. So for many of us, that's a shorter stance. So with a shorter stance, you've got this nice dorsiflexion of the ankles. Keep that, keep a nice space between your arms, and bend your right knee. Draw your right knee toward your heart. Straighten your right leg. Try to root down through the right heel before lifting up the left heel. Press your heel down. Step your feet nice and wide apart so you get just a little bit more spaciousness there. Bend your knees. Draw your weight back toward your heels. So you're getting a lot of dorsiflexion of the ankles here. Now release and come back to a plank position and lower yourself down to the mat. Come to your forearms with your right forearm at a diagonal pointing to the left corner of the mat. Lift up your left foot. Take hold of the left foot and you're doing a nice plantar flexion here. Now we're starting to affect the range of motion of the knee joint. You're drawing your heel a little bit closer to the buttocks. And my quads are ridiculously tight. Maybe yours are too. And so this is just a wonderful stretch for all three joints that we're working on. Release your left foot and take your left forearm down to the mat. Bend your right knee. Point your right foot. Take your hand back. And just with the hand, can you encourage a little bit more plantar flexion of the foot, of the ankle? And just hold the pose. You don't want to go too far and want to be very conscientious about your knee, but work the toes into your hand. And release and come back to all fours position. In all fours position, step your right foot forward. With the right foot forward, the left ankle in dorsiflexion. With the pelvis right over the knee, take your hands either to your knee or to the mat and lift your back knee up so it comes toward a straight leg. So it's knee and extension. Now take the knee down to the mat. Now lift up again and draw it down. Lift up and take the knee down. Come to all fours position. Step your left foot forward with the back toes tucked under. Just see if the pelvis is right over the knee. In the same way, hands can be on blocks or the mat or on the knee, whichever works for you. With the toes tucked under, you're getting a nice dorsiflexion of the ankle. And you want to slow this down. Go very slow in the movement. Come back to all fours position. Now take the right knee between your hands, reach it way forward. So the right knee is in this full flexion. The heel is almost at the pelvis. And just come down to your forearm. It's like a pigeon pose, but not exactly. So the front foot is in this plantar flexion. It's pointed. The back foot, you can tuck under, lift up the back knee. So now you've got a 2-for-1. Really press the front toes into the mat. So at that end range of the plantar flexion, you've really got a nice engagement, a nice strength. With the toes tucked under in the back foot, draw from the pelvis to the heel to get nice length. Release yourself out of the pose. Step your left knee forward. Walk your right toes back. Come to your forearms as you press your left toes to engage the front leg. Tuck your right toes under to lift the back knee. Yeah, knee flexion, knee extension. And you're just pausing here to engage very fully. If it's comfortable for you, you can even just stack your hands and press your third eye into the stacked hands. Release your right knee down and come up to a kneeling position. So in your kneeling position with your toes tucked under, take your hands to your low back, hug your elbows in, just lean back. So now we're working on hip extension, just getting a little bit more length there on the front side of the leg. And now release. Step your right foot forward. I like using a block sometimes on this. It's up to you if you use blocks or not. So step your right foot forward in the same form we had before. Right knee right over the ankle. Reach your left hand back to the block. Reach your right arm forward and back so that you get this nice action. The left foot, the ankles in dorsiflexion, nice range of motion we're working on in the ankles. And you're getting a nice hip extension here. Now rise up and come back to that kneeling position. Take your hands to your low back. Open the chest. Lean back, open your heart nicely, and release. You can use a block or not to find your right hand back to your heel or the block. With the left foot forward, reach back. Left arm comes forward. Now back. A little bit more pressure on the back foot. With the hand on the heel, really work the toes and that dorsiflexion action. Rise up. Once again, take your hands to the low back and press. As you press the flesh down, hug your elbows in. Open the chest nicely and release out of the pose. Now come to lie on your back with your knees bent. So you lie on your back with the knees bent. Draw your right knee in. Lots of hip flexion. Engage your ankle. Take hold of your ankle so that you can encourage that dorsiflexion action even more. Draw your right knee toward the outer right ribs. Keep your left foot planted if you wish, or can you extend your left leg out? Maybe even encourage greater strength in the action by lifting your left foot just slightly off the mat. Release your left foot, release your right foot. Pause, and let's do a little hip extension. So press your elbows down, lift your pelvis up to find nice range of motion here for the pelvis. In extension, we're just working to get a nice lift to the pelvis. Release the pelvis to the mat. Draw your left knee in. Take your left foot toward the ceiling. Maybe you can hold on to your left foot or use a strap. Draw the knee down even further. If it's available to you, just extend your right leg out. Maybe even elevate the heel slightly. And pause. Plant both feet to the mat again. Come to a bridge pose. So after a lot of hip flexion and holding the pose, get hip extension and hold the pose. Release your pelvis to the mat. With the left foot on the mat, take the right foot off the mat. Take your arms in a cactus pose just to root the shoulders nicely to the mat. Draw the right foot over to the right side. So in this practice, we've been working on flexion and extension of the joints. We have not been working on adduction and abduction, meaning taking leg away from the midline and toward the midline. So see if you can keep the right leg engaged, that end range strength we're looking for in this range of motion. Chances are you can go a lot deeper and just take your foot just further toward the floor, but you might lose that strength as you do that. So see where that is for you. And this gives us a little taste of hip abduction, abduction, taking the foot away from the midline. Now come back to the center and do a little bit more hip flexion. Press down through the left foot and see if you can take your right foot a little bit closer to your head. Release your right foot down. Extend your left leg up. take your left foot to the side without tipping your pelvis. Again, you're doing that hip abduction. We've done mostly flexion and extension. So keep that. Strong engagement. Just pause. Stay here for a while. Come back to the center. Take your foot, just reach it as if it's trying to go over your head. Really work the leg. I used to always use straps with this, but now I'm finding that working the leg on its own power without the use of the strap, I can't go as far, but I am working that end range strength so much more. Release your foot down. Once both feet are on the mat, press your elbows down to come to a bridge pose again. And enjoy your breath. Release your hands in your pelvis and extend your legs. Close your eyes. In this practice, we focused on the range of motion of the ankle, the knee, and the pelvis. Allow the heaviness of your legs to create this feeling of groundedness in the pelvis. Have an ease in your breath. A softness in your facial muscles. Thank you for joining me in the practice. Namaste.